The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan. Audiobook book summary in English. Here is a detailed and extended summary of The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan, crafted to intrigue readers and listeners alike. In the sweltering tropical heat of Japanese-occupied Malaya during the Second World War, one family's fate becomes intertwined with betrayal, love, survival, and guilt. Vanessa Chan's The Storm We Made is a compelling debut novel that delves deep into the consequences of choices made during times of unimaginable strife. This gripping narrative weaves together personal and historical tragedies, leaving listeners captivated by its raw emotion and poignant exploration of human resilience. The story begins with Cecily Alcantara, a Eurasian woman living under the shadow of British colonialism in 1930s Malaya. Her world is one of societal expectations, where women are relegated to roles of subservience and dependence. Cecily, married to Gordon, a low-ranking British bureaucrat, feels trapped in a life of monotony and unfulfilled potential. When she encounters Bingley Chan, a charismatic figure advocating for an Asia for Asians movement, she is seduced by the promise of purpose and freedom from British oppression. What Cecily doesn't realize is that Bingley Chan is not who he seems. Beneath his alluring rhetoric and charm lies General Shigeru Fujiwara, a high-ranking officer of the Imperial Japanese Army. As Cecily becomes entangled in Fujiwara's web, she begins feeding him intelligence, believing in his vision of liberation for Malaya from British rule. She convinces herself that her actions are justified, that they are for the greater good. But when the Japanese invasion begins and occupation tightens its grip on the land, Cecily is confronted with the horrifying reality of her choices. Liberation was a lie. The so-called freedom fighters bring cruelty, fear, and death. Her betrayal, hidden even from her own family, sets in motion a series of events that will haunt her and those she loves for years. By 1945, the war's brutal toll is evident. Cecily's family has been shattered. Her son, Abel, has disappeared, likely taken by the Japanese and forced into labor. Her eldest daughter, Jujube, works in a Japanese tea house, where she faces constant danger from volatile soldiers. Her youngest child, Jasmine, is hidden in a remote location to protect her from the predatory reach of the occupiers, particularly the threat of being forced into a comfort station. Cecily, racked with guilt, struggles to reconcile her past choices with their devastating consequences. She keeps her betrayal a secret, fearing that the truth would alienate her family further and solidify their hatred. The narrative masterfully alternates between Cecily's perspective and the stories of her children, painting a vivid picture of the Alcantara family's fractured lives. Abel's chapters are a harrowing exploration of forced labor in the jungles of Southeast Asia. Taken from his home as a teenager, he endures grueling physical toil, starvation, and constant fear of punishment or death. Through Abel, the novel exposes the horrifying realities faced by countless young boys conscripted into the Japanese war effort. Despite his suffering, Abel clings to the hope of reuniting with his family, even as he grapples with feelings of abandonment. Jujube's story offers a window into the precarious existence of women during the occupation. Working in a tea house to support what remains of her family, Jujube is constantly on edge, aware that one wrong move could cost her her life. She faces the oppressive weight of societal expectations and the dangers posed by soldiers who view her as little more than a plaything. Her resilience, however, shines through as she fights to maintain her dignity and protect those she loves. Jasmine, the youngest and most innocent of the Alcantara children, represents both hope and heartbreak. Hidden away for her safety, Jasmine is shielded from the worst of the occupation but remains deeply affected by the separation from her family. Her story underscores the lengths to which families will go to protect their most vulnerable members, even at great personal cost. At the center of the storm is Cecily, whose internal struggle forms the emotional core of the novel. Her journey is one of reckoning, not only with the consequences of her actions but also with the motivations behind them. Was she truly driven by a desire to help her people, or were her choices fueled by personal dissatisfaction and a yearning for significance? Cecily's guilt and self-doubt are palpable, and Chan does a remarkable job of humanizing her, allowing readers to empathize with her flawed humanity. The broader historical context of The Storm We Made adds depth and richness to the narrative. Chan vividly depicts the cultural, political, and social tensions of Malaya under British colonial rule and during the Japanese occupation. Through Cecily's interactions with British officials, Japanese officers, and fellow Malayan citizens, the novel explores the complexities of loyalty, identity, and power. It delves into the nuances of colonized people's struggles for autonomy and the devastating costs of war. Chan's prose is evocative and immersive, transporting readers to a world of lush tropical landscapes and oppressive heat, juxtaposed with the harsh realities of war. Her attention to detail brings the setting to life, from the bustling streets of pre-war Malaya to the suffocating confines of Japanese-controlled labor camps. The novel's pacing is deliberate, allowing for deep emotional resonance while maintaining a sense of urgency that keeps listeners hooked. The Storm We Made is more than just a historical novel, it is a meditation on the human condition. It examines themes of sacrifice, resilience, and the enduring impact of choices made in moments of desperation. Through the Alcantara family's story, Chan invites readers to reflect on the moral ambiguities of survival during times of conflict. The novel does not offer easy answers or neatly tied resolutions, instead presenting a nuanced portrayal of the messy, painful realities of war and its aftermath. The final chapters of the book bring a sense of bittersweet resolution. As the war ends and the Japanese occupation comes to a close, the Alcantara family begins the arduous process of rebuilding their lives. Cecily, at last, must confront her children with the truth about her actions, risking their condemnation in the hope of earning their forgiveness. The revelations are met with anger, sorrow, and, ultimately, a fragile understanding. The storm Cecily unleashed cannot be undone, but through resilience and love, the family finds a way to move forward. Vanessa Chan's The Storm We Made is a powerful debut that lingers in the minds of its audience long after the final page. It is a story of survival and redemption, of the bonds that hold families together even in the face of unimaginable adversity. With its richly drawn characters, historical depth, and emotional intensity, the novel is a must-read, or listen, for fans of literary fiction and historical narratives. Chan's ability to capture both the personal and the political makes this a work that resonates on multiple levels, offering a profound exploration of the costs of war and the enduring strength of the human spirit. This summary, filled with vivid details and emotional depth, is designed to draw readers into the world of The Storm We Made, enticing them to delve into the audiobook for the full experience.